Hello, C2E2, 2021 in December. I am Tyler from the Grand Geek Gathering, and you have walked into the most unnecessary panel of all time. Congratulations. This is Unnecessary Debates, where the sillies are winnies. I have no idea what I was saying on there. Let's go to my first guest, for the love of God. Dustbunny Cosplay, who are you?
Hello, I'm Dustbunny Cosplay. I am a cosplayer in Los Angeles, and I've been cosplaying since 2003. And yeah, happy to be here.
Perfect. Alrighty. Lemar Harris.
Top of the boy to your lads and lasses. My name's Lemar the Con Guy. That's L-E-M-E-R, the Con Guy. I'm a professional idiot. Sometimes people like to put mics in my hand, and I'll say words, and they'll giggle, and then I'll get off stage and go back to my own life.
That equals to a stand-up comedian. We also have Jennifer Kretchmer.
Hey, I am Jen Kretchmer. I am an author. I wrote for D&D's Candlekeep Mysteries. I am a streamer. I'm on Heroes of the Plains for Demi Playing RPG. I created the Accessibility and Gaming Resource Guide, and I do a bunch of other weird stuff. You can find me on Twitter as @DreamWisp and streaming on Twitch as @DreamWispGen.
All right. Greg Smith.
Greg Smith. I write comics and I do some podcasts, and occasionally I do other things.
That's good.
I got asked the other day, what's your passion? I don't know. I mean, like eating candy, but I mean that doesn't pay well. I mean, it good, but I mean nobody's paying me to eat candy. I get in trouble for it a lot, so
You have to have ambitions, you know?
Yeah.
I know. I want to eat the candy for the money, but nobody wants me to get money for the candy, so whatever.
That's what GoFundMe's for. GoFundMe, is that what? I don't remember.
Anyway. Donkey. All right.
And last but not least, Mr. Michael Tanner.
Hey everybody, I'm Michael Tanner. I am a podcast host for the podcast Burn After Pitching. I'm also a comic book writer. I'm currently working on a series. Called Orcs in Space. It's out in your local comic book shop. I also do a series called Junior Braves of the Apocalypse with Greg Smith. It's weird, small world, huh? I didn't meet him until today, but we already do a comic book together. It's amazing.
That's weird.
Comics work fast.
That's the beauty of our panel. Our panel connects people, but also confuses people. So let's go on to round one and confuse the entire audience and ourselves. Round one, cue the graphics. Yeah. Alrighty. I don't know what that was, but it costs $5 to do that. Anyways, for the first question, you guys, which superhero would be the worst addition to the Fast and the Furious franchise? So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time to think about it and let me know when you guys are ready. I have never seen a Fast and Furious movie before, but I have been on a podcast to talk about one. I was on So Fast, So Furious, where I talked about the 15 minutes of Too Fast, Too Furious once, and I won't watch those movies. And hopefully you guys have a superhero who definitely does not belong in that franchise. So who would like to go first?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna jump in here because I'm gonna give the other people a chance to think of their good answers. I'm taking the hit, everybody. I'm gonna take the hit. Okay, so what superhero would be the worst to join the Fast and Furious franchise? So all right, so you want to go. The joke here is you got to pick a slow superhero. But you know what? Superheroes aren't necessarily known for being slow. So I'm gonna riff here. I'm gonna be thinking. I'm like, oh, slow animals, a sloth. I don't think there's a sloth superhero. But you know what animals are slow? Turtles. And I'm going to expand the superhero definition to say one of the Ninja Turtles. And there I gotta go, which Ninja Turtle would be the worst? So that now, I hope you guys are all taking this time and using it wisely because I'm riffing here. Which Ninja Turtle would be the worst? Okay. Raphael, I think, would actually fit too well. He'd fit too well in with that group. He's basically Dom in a bandana. All right, Donatello, he's a nerd, but he's a tech guy. And as we've seen through the series, those cars and those vehicles get more and more tech. They're going into space in the next one, guys. Like a tech turtle, it's too well. Michelangelo, he's a party dude. Come on. Him and Ludacris, they'd get along too well. So who does that leave? Worst Ninja Turtle to join the Fast and Furious franchise? Leonardo, because he is a stick in the mud. I almost said something else, but we're PG here, folks. Stick in the mud, Leonardo. He wouldn't get along with everybody. He'd try to lead, and we know there's only one lead in the Fast and Furious.
The Rock.
Rock.
Oh, wait.
Because he won't look at Vin Diesel. They won't look at each other. They have to look past each other. They're so strong at leadership. They just they won't even look at each other. And if one of them gets in a fight, it has to be equal. They can never land more punches than the other. Guys, Google the contracts involved with Vin Diesel and The Rock in the Fast and Furious movies, because those are insane. Those men are insane people. Insane. So
the next
Leonardo
question was name 3 things from the contract of Vin Diesel and Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
I can name it all. I feel too overprepared. So Leonardo is the worst superhero to be added to the Fast and Furious franchise.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Who would like to go
call.
next? Yeah.
I've got one.
All right.
I have a feeling the pushback I think I know what the pushback I'm going to get on this is, but I'm going there anyway. Ozymandias from Watchmen. Because not only do you get the stick in the mud, you also get someone who will outthink everyone who is in the franchise already and find a way to completely invalidate all of the cool stuff about the cars, the tech, and anyone who's there. So I just have a feeling you'd end up, it's gonna flop no matter what you try.
I love
He's
that.
too much of a planner. They kind of fly by the seat of their pants. That's not his style. Nah.
Yeah, it's just so many steps ahead. I mean, he's already planned what, the 17th installment would be. And by that point, you have, giant squid to try and unite the forces of Earth. But he's already then 3 more films ahead, figuring out how that fails. So there's just no winning. If you bring him in, it's all over.
I love it. Oh, that was brilliant. All right.
When you think of the Fast and Furious movies, you have to understand it's all about cars and explosions and all sorts of things that is really just a giant amount of fossil fuel use that is killing our planet at a high rate of speed. So I believe the worst superhero to add to this murdering of the planet's resources is Captain Planet. Now, why? I believe the entire time we'd see too many scenes where Captain Planet's going, maybe not use all of the gas. Do we need 12 cars to do one mission? How about we go talk to somebody? Bringing reasonable and health-conscious ideas to the Fast and Furious franchise would bring the entire thing to a grinding halt. And I think it would be great. And also, Captain Planet has always solved all his solutions within the last 5 minutes of whatever show he's in. So the entire movie would be a whole bunch of preparation, and then Dom would go, "Heart," and then it'd be done. So I think it'd be the worst pick imaginable.
So there's a case to be made that that's what the movies are already.
Just a long... Just a long movie about that one Planeteer.
So just a long movie with Dom at the end, just going heart.
I also like that Lamar's version of Captain Planet is more like Al Gore. Just drive a little less, folks. Maybe don't take all the cars. The environment.
You considered bicycles.
Look, Don Cheadle touched. Don Cheadle touched what a true Captain Planet villain arc would be. Now, just imagine that before he goes insane. That's the Fast and Furious franchise.
I love it. These 3 are amazing. Alrighty. Dustbunny or Greg, who would like to go next?
I guess I'll go. I feel like, I don't know. I'm not sure if mine's a really good one, but oh well.
Don't worry, everything here is unnecessary, so you can just...
So the superhero I decided to pick, so I've only seen 1 or 2 Fast and Furious movies, so this was hard. I don't remember very much, except that they're all kind of the same, right? So I was thinking Fast and Furious, and I was thinking fast cars, a lot of action, a lot of just a lot of energy happening, and I was like, who isn't like that at all? And then I thought of number 4, Klaus from Umbrella Academy, because if anything, he's the one who would literally avoid all action at all costs. The man literally just like made a cult to avoid all the inner demons he possibly could. So I feel like he would just be really boring and not fun to watch. Like I wouldn't cast him at all.
I like that one a lot. That is funny. Oh my god. All right, Greg, it's down to you.
Right. So, I mean, I'm gonna go deep on this, and I'm gonna say the worst pick, probably because this superhero, I don't even know if hero really contextualizes this, but I mean, once we get into it and unpack what this character truly represents, I think you will understand why this character truly is not who you would want in the Fast and the Furious, and it's Danny Chase. We know he's a garbage character. We don't like Danny Chase. Danny Chase brought nothing to the comics that he was put into. And what did he do? He just turned into an evil smoke monster and then just destroyed a bunch of stuff. That's what he would do to the current. Well, actually, no. Maybe he would probably. Oh man, he would make Fast and Furious actually pretty good. Put him in there. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm bringing this back around, and I'm sorry. I have to do it. I'm sorry, but I'm bringing this back around, and I apologize, everyone. But I mean, everyone else had really great arguments, but we have to go with this counter plan of bringing Danny Chase into the Fast and the Furious to make it better, to save it. Let's save the Fast and the Furious franchise and bring Danny Chase in there, because I mean, he is the hero we need. He is who we need.
I have no memory of this place. Who's Danny
Look
Chase?
up Danny Chase, and
Yeah, I like
every image of Danny Chase has not helped me understand anything about this character.
I know.
He's the cousin Oliver of the Justice League. He is.
You're just making
Or not
stuff
Justice League.
up.
Okay,
Pro
so we have
liar.
Leonardo, Ozymandias, Captain Planet, Klaus, and I forgot my homework.
Fictional
My dog ate it.
thing.
No, it's good. Let me just tally up the online live poll right now, and it looks like it wasn't submitted. So I'm gonna go ahead and
Yes!
I really like.
I win! No.
I have to give credit. I really love Ozymandias because he would be. I just want to really imagine. Oh my God, what's the actor's name now? One from the show. Oh my, Jeremy Irons. I just want Jeremy Irons naked on a horse walking in, and everybody in the family just going, "Nah, we're good. No, we're good. Go back." And he's just like, "I know everything."
We're done with the racing thing. It's we get it. We're cool.
So,
all hybrids from now on. We got it. Message received.
3 points to Jen, one pity point for Greg, and one eyebrow.
There's something really great about Klaus, like showing up in an old Woody sidecar.
Yes.
You know,
like when I said it, I was like, I don't know, maybe he is what we need in those movies.
Yeah, I mean, Klaus everywhere is what we need, I think.
Yeah, I was like, I was thinking about it. I was like, I don't know, but oh well, that's what I decided.
That's funny. I'm giving you 1.5 points, 3 to Jen, 1 to Greg, and 1 to Lemar because he knows what he did. Alrighty, next round, round number 2. So we all like true crime. I feel like everybody does, especially during this whole pandemic. You know, there was like 1 billion that were released on Netflix alone, or somebody watches that chapter. But what Disney character should have their own true crime podcast? So, just like flabbergasted Lemar there.
Oh,
I will go first again.
Disney character, no.
Disney character. This is a huge umbrella. You can do Muppets. You can do superheroes if you want from Marvel. I mean, I'm gonna do a Disney umbrella for you guys.
Mike, you want to go? Because I already got mine.
Oh, you go. I took the hit last time.
I'll go.
You take
guys, look, we've already gone through who the best Disney character to recap anything is. It was maybe 30 seconds to 15 to 30 seconds of this lovely animated movie about girls going through their trauma and their parents' sins, and also fall season of Frozen 2. I believe Olaf going through true crime with there's bubbly and everything is awesome personality. Could you just imagine? And then the knife was never found again. I
Swan
think.
mugshots.
I think and then if he could be combined with Michael Pena's character from Ant-Man, I believe that would be the end of everything.
Not saying that they're a sponsor or anything, but please do sponsor us. On Disney Plus, they actually have more Olaf telling the stories of like Little Mermaid, Moana, and they're amazing. Again, please sponsor this panel. That would be great. Anyway.
See, you just mentioned where I would go, which is Flounder from Little Mermaid, because the absolute terror at everything that he uncovers would just be so captivating. Not wanting to know what's next. Maybe have Scuttle in there trying to like push him along.
Yeah.
And then they have to come up with words for all of the things they discover. It would be just an absolute
Disneyfying.
gem.
Just the idea of Disney true crime would be fantastic.
No, we did. It was Harriet the Spy Disney. Like we may have already actually had this in Harriet the Spy.
I thought Harriet the Spy was Paramount. Nickelodeon.
It might have been.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember the orange cassette. I know we used to have.
That was Nickelodeon.
We used to have VHS tapes, kids. So sorry, but yeah, I remember
true.
that epic orange VHS tape. I was like, "What is this?" And it was Harriet the Spy, and I was like, "I love that movie as a kid." I'm gonna stop dating. I'm gonna stop dating all of us. I'm gonna stop just doing it. We're all young. Forever young.
Michelle Trachtenberg. Jesus.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was Nickelodeon.
I should remember
Nickelodeon. Good.
that epic
Well
orange.
remembered.
In a time far away, long ago.
All right, I'm gonna go with mine.
Okay.
I think there is a Disney character who would do an amazing kind of first-person true crime podcast detailing the insane events of her life. And it is a young woman named Snow White. How she is a simple peasant girl living in a kingdom who somehow gains the ire of the wicked queen who is jealous, who then sends a woodsman to cut out her heart in the woods. And then she goes and lives with 7 strange little men and then has a party with some animal. Like all like the weird stuff that she goes through is really kind of scary and odd. I think Snow White doing a true crime podcast about how she was almost murdered by an evil queen would be a pretty fascinating tale.
Her own show about her own life.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. Oh man.
That is so sad when you said out loud like that.
I guess when I was thinking about this, I was trying to think like, I heard someone on a podcast recently say that they're not reporters, they're storytellers. And I thought that was kind of interesting. And I was like thinking, what character can I remember from Disney movies that were storytellers in any kind of way? And there really aren't a ton, like as far as any narration of any sort. But I got one idea that I think might win. So it's from Hercules, the animated series. It's the Fates. Because 1, they love death, like a lot. And 2, they also tell the whole story about all the planets aligning and, all that good stuff. So I feel like the 3 of them, and I'm counting them together because they're kind of like they share one eye. So they're technically like one person, I think.
It's like the super origin story of each and every crime. It's like, well, this is the beginning of the universe. And then 3 hours later. And then this is what happened in this crime.
Exactly.
I love it.
The Fates would be more like, and then we said this would happen.
Yeah.
And it happened exactly the way we thought it. And then we decided he hasn't suffered enough, so we did this. And then it happened.
I really thought I thought you were building up to saying Newsies, and I got really excited because like Newsies! The Newsies should do a true crime podcast.
Oh, that'd be
Oh
so
my
good.
God.
It's
So
a musical.
good.
It is. I didn't even think about musicals. I wasn't even thinking.
I forgot Newsies was Disney, actually.
Yeah, and Seize the Day would have a whole different kind of meaning to it. And then
Oh my god.
Alrighty, Greg.
So I'm thinking of a father and son podcast where you have Goofy and his son going through crimes that have happened, and they're bonding together because they are taking these true stories and having these deep discussions, but going through and having these research moments and experiencing this with the audience as well. And I just feel like Goofy's voice would just be so captivating and help us through these very difficult stories,
especially when describing gruesome crimes.
Yes.
Like, yuck.
You could listen to Goofy just describe like horrific murders, but it's not going to sound so bad with Goofy's voice.
Yeah,
I know. It would be great.
So I think I want to amend mine.
Oh, absolutely.
So you said Newsies, and that got me thinking. Dick Tracy was a Disney movie.
Yep.
And so the urchin in the beginning of Dick Tracy could have just a phenomenal true crime podcast.
He goes into the backgrounds of like how Pruneface got his name, and then like
Exactly. Each episode, you just dive into a different crime that he's witnessed, because of course he's seen everything that happens, and he's kind of been secretly apprenticing under Dick Tracy, so he knows how to solve the crimes.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So revising my initial answer.
Oh, I love Dick Tracy. Okay, alrighty. I have heard, and I love all of these answers. Unfortunately, the real answer, I guess, Mike was the closest. The real answer was Sleepy. Sleepy would have the best. I'm just kidding. No, I'm joking. I'm not picking. No, but I
Sleepy doing an ASMR like podcast. That's where it's at.
That would be
funny.
amazing. But let's see. Okay, we just got a letter from the a random raven that was just sent out, and it looks like the winner of this one is going to be Olaf. I really love that. I just thought so. It's going to give 3 points to Lamar. I'm going to give 2 points to Jen because for a Dick Tracy drop, and also Flounder. Like Flounder was perfect too. Like just like him being horrified, like do I have to say this? Next. Yeah.
My backup pick actually was the opening, the Herald from the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh yeah.
That
I feel
would've been-
like the character you open on in most movies is probably a pretty solid bet for this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's always one guy who's like, "You're not gonna believe this stuff."
But yeah, absolutely. And I'm gonna give yeah, I'm gonna give Mike a point because he doesn't have a point yet. So, alrighty.
I noticed.
Yeah, alrighty. We're gonna go on to round number 3. So, yay, more robot signals. Alrighty. Okay, alrighty. So, this question is, I think, everybody's a big one that I think I absolutely feel like we all have thought of before. But who would be a worse DM in D&D? Would it be Bella Swan or Anakin Skywalker? The epic,
Come on.
the epic showdown of two of the best franchises of all time. It's unnecessary.
So
debate,
it was
like I
who would
said.
be the best,
wait.
or who would be
Bella?
the worst?
Who would be worse? I'm so sorry. The worst. Like yeah.
Bella Swan or Anakin? No, I need a quick clarification. Anakin Skywalker or the entire person who had the body of Anakin Skywalker?
No, we're only doing Anakin Skywalker from the first 3, from episodes 1 through 3.
Okay, now it's a bit fair. It's
Sour.
a little bit fair, more of a fair pick, because Darth Vader as a DM would be the best.
Spectacular.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah.
Does a 25 hits? Your lack of reflex saves.
I mean, most DMs are ultimately aiming to be Darth Vader, right? We just, it brings out the ultimate evil in us as we go. I mean, it could be that a D&D session is what turned Anakin into Darth Vader. You know, we think it's falling into fire, but no. And it's not the course of events. It's just that single hit of a D&D game.
Those kids
No,
ruined
Paladin.
his best story
18
ever.
is my AC. Oh god, I want this so bad. Anyway,
Yeah, it would be pretty great.
This is an
But
and
here's the
or.
thing.
So
This is brutal, but as a professional Dungeons and Dragons player, and I am going to take that card out and throw it on the table here.
as you should.
The absolute emotional torment of teenage girls lends itself beautifully to tabletop games, and being able to have an outlet for that is so extraordinary that I think, although most people will out of hand dismiss Bella Swan as obnoxious and less than a solid choice, you cannot imagine the torture upon one another that adolescent young women can bestow. And so turning that onto a Dungeons and Dragons group, it's a perfect situation. I think she'd be a phenomenal DM. When you're that tormented and that tortured and that angsty, give it to the table. Anakin Skywalker is a child. You have a small child. And while I have played Dungeons and Dragons with small children who are excellent DMs, I have learned things from 9-year-olds that I have put into my own games because of how they DM'd. Kind of weak sauce.
You'll just talk about sand for 3 hours.
He has to make his own friends. He's going to have a hard time finding a table.
No, I'm
perfect.
gonna jump in, and I'm gonna say actually who would be of the two who'd be worse. I'm going to say Bella, because as someone who has devoured the entire Twilight series and has seen all the movies, I know it backwards and forwards. I just don't think she'd be into it as a character. I just don't think it's something that interests her. I don't think she's not necessarily a creative individual. It's not a slight. Her.
She marries a vampire.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
And then becomes
she
one.
marries
Spoiler
a
alert.
fairy. She marries a Gaelic fairy.
Well, we have the Feywild as well.
It's just, it's just not something she's into. So I feel like her heart wouldn't be in it. So she wouldn't necessarily be that great. I just don't think it's something she's into. It's not a judgment. It's not a judgment. I just don't think she's into it.
Yeah.
Fair.
Anakin, though, that dude's drama. That dude's pure drama. But like, he'd be into it. I don't know if he'd be any good, but he'd at least be into it. It's probably going to be some metagaming, some DMPC kind of stuff. But
Anakin? Like kiddo Anakin?
Yeah. That kid, this is pod racing. Like that kid loves dramatic flair. He's talking to like nobody half the time. And then, you got him in episode 2. He's all like cracking jokes. He's doing flippy flips. That's dramatic. He's gonna bring that to the table, I think. I'm not saying he'd be good, but I'm saying he'd probably be into it. He'd put a little bit more effort into it. His world building might be a little bit better. Bella probably not that into it. She's, she wants to just hang with her kid, her husband, turn into wolves and stuff. The regular stuff.
The wolves and stuff.
Wolves and stuff. I mean, sort of like in the weather. Like I feel like she'd be more into hiking. This is no judgment. She's probably more into hiking than into sitting around a table. That's all I'm saying.
Lemar, you look like you're just aching to say something.
I can't. I haven't made a strong decision yet, and I'll talk through it because we're talking about two vastly different tables here. Okay, we have on one side Bella Swan, who would probably be very story heavy and probably do a lot more perception checks and insight checks. Very combat. Not as combat intensive, it's there, but it'd be way more like your old forms before the internet blew up, where you're pretty much just RP heavy. And then you'd have Anakin Skywalker, who is just like murder party 15, and then rules lawyering. I bet Anakin would be a bloody rules lawyer. Oh yeah, he would. As a DM, if you come to him and say, my character is a multi-class and he can do now 20 points of damage, Anakin would say, no, he does not. He only does 15. And why? Because I said so. Anakin would
That's
railroad.
That's not running the rules though. That's he's making up his own.
No, Anakin would railroad that campaign so hard to suit his own interest in the worst possible way. Now, here's the thing: I love RP and D&D a lot, but sometimes I want to hit something. And I like going through combat, but I need to breathe every once in a while. I don't know who to pick, but let me tell you, as of right now, who's been doing Zoom D&D for the last year, I want to hit something. So I'm going to pick Bella Swan as the worst right now because I'm already playing with so many Bella Swan DMs. Love you all, but there's so many Bella Swan DMs right now. Let me just go through the module and let's just hit a zombie without having to cry about the lost dog for 2 hours. Let's just go hit a zombie. I just want to hit a zombie.
Okay, so what you're saying is Bella would be like to have like this huge awesome story, and then Anakin would be like, all right, you're all in a bar. You leave the bar, monsters there, like that. Like that's what.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I believe Bella would make a big world, which would be fantastic.
Yeah.
But also too big, and then Anakin would be like, "You're in a tavern.
No creativity.
You know
He just like
here's a piece of paper that points you at a map. You go to the map, hit the thing. That's exactly what it would be. In my opinion.
Anakin would run Tomb of Horrors, but constantly be throwing in stuff that wasn't there, and it would be specifically tailored so that the players couldn't win against it.
Oh yeah, no, Anakin has to win.
You develop your skill, and he'd throw a tantrum if you ever hit anything, and like end the campaign, and that would be it. So
if you one shot his big bad, it'd be done. It'd be done. Force chokes for everybody. It'd be done.
Yeah,
absolutely. Alrighty.
Can you tell people who play Dungeons and Dragons too much?
Who would like to go next?
So I'm going to confess that I've never played Dungeons and Dragons before. Ever.
We must fix this. I know.
Well, so here's the thing. I grew up around a bunch of nerdy guys, and none of them wanted me to play ever. And they literally gave me the sheet of paper and was like, "Here, draw up your character, pick all this stuff." And I'm a Libra, so I'm indecisive in general. So no one helped me, and I never got to play.
Not to be like a fanboy of Dungeons and Dragons, I kind of am. Before 5th edition, D&D was a full investment to even build one character. If you played anything before 4, 3 and 3.5 editions was just math hell. Yeah. And so making a character
you had to have a stack of characters ready to go to.
But nowadays, with as many resources and it's become mainstream popular, DB, after we do all this, let's roll you up a character and get you into a baby game. We'll search DC's lost mines of Fandelver and find a missing knight. It'd be great.
I'm gonna play the tragedy of Darth Plagueis. Sorry.
But Dustbunny, do you know from what you do know?
Well, based off of what I do know, I kind of feel like I would like an Anakin to be the Dungeon Master versus a Bella, only because I just feel like he would just be really animated and more of a lively guy. I just feel like Bella's in her own head all the time. So I don't know how that would go. I feel like she's like a me, like I'm like that. So I just don't think I could do that. So that's where I'm going off of with my little knowledge that I have.
No problem. Alrighty, and down to Greg.
All right, so taking a look at both of these characters and being a fan of both things, I know we have Bella, who is most of the first movie is just talking like this and just kind of like in her own space, and in the second movie she's kind of like this, and and then she's kind of a little bit out there, but I'm looking at it as a character, right? As the person that he is. And I'm also looking at Anakin as the person that he is, as he's a child, and then growing up into an angsty teenager, and into I don't know, more of like a half a person. Well, I mean, he's chopped up pretty much, not fire. So
it's not that you're wrong.
Like three quarters.
Yeah, three quarters. So But I'm looking at these two people, and I'm thinking to myself, where would they? Who would be what in this? And I hear everyone's discussions and where they're seated, and I'm looking at it like I really see like Anakin being the D&D person. He's on the table. He's playing the game. He's reading the books. He's rolling the dice. I see Bella. She's in the woods. She's sharpening some sticks. She's LARPing. She is like, someone is not leaving the woods because there was an accident. She stabbed somebody, and somebody did not make it out of the woods. Not that ever happened to Evergreen. I don't know. Not that I mean, anyways, LARPing is totally different. It's similar, but totally different. I see her as a LARPer. I see her as not on the table. She is not. She's full on live action, and I see that as something totally different. I don't see her as being in this D&D realm. So with that, I can't see her. I can't see this. I can't see Bella. I mean, well, yeah, no, she would be terrible then.
Oh,
I
man.
think you really articulated it.
I have one piece of evidence to throw in here, though.
Oh.
Only one of them actually writes.
Anakin, yeah, I know, he
Right?
does, right?
He has that whole journal.
Oh, I know the look. I know he does have a whole journal. But
My rebuttal to that is Bella at least went to school.
No, I'm saying Bella. The entirety of the
True.
Twilight Saga is Bella's journals, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah,
but
as an expert
I know
in this
nothing
series.
about Twilight
Yeah.
except for the memes.
I'm
Also,
not
I
a
think-
huge Twilight fan. Like, full disclosure, it's not my jam. If you're gonna give me vampires and vampire slayers, I prefer mine a whole lot more vicious. But I do recall that the whole book series was her writing, and
you can.
It's
I
exactly-
can vouch. You can write a lot, but you could be a really bad DM and write.
true.
I write a
think
lot,
Greg
and I'm
really
a
hit it.
terrible DM.
With the Bella is a LARPer. Like the last movie actually has a 15-minute LARPing session.
It is
'cause
all
I remember
LARP.
that like the battle, it's 15 minutes, and it's like, oh, just kidding, none of that actually happened. It was just LARPing.
Jokes.
So
I
yeah,
hate the fact that I know what you're
Bella's
talking
mind's
about, and
eye
I have
theater
to
in
agree
this.
with it.
Oh, man.
No one.
Already.
And there, yeah. and dressing in all black and stomping around emo style is
Yep. Especially around the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, she's
well, I was actually
she's
talking about
Vampire
Anakin there,
Masquerade.
but
Bella running Curse of Strahd would be the most
they're both-
annoying thing on the earth.
Bella would be running. She would 100% be running a Ravenloft game,
Yep.
and I actually think it would be super combat heavy. But you know, I'm telling you, you got to play D&D with teenage girls. Like, they are brutal. they are the most, like, yeah, they're rough DMs, but they know what they're doing. It's pretty fun. Fair.
Tyler, this is the most decisive
I
question
know,
you've
I've
asked
never-
since I've done this bloody panel, and I hate you.
I had like five people in the Discord chat. We were just like, okay, let's come up with questions, and we all were working on this. We're like, oh, these two would be perfect. And everybody would think it's so funny, and I was like, this is the deepest. This is the deepest one. I loved it though. I hope it was fun. I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry that we failed you in the Discord chat at midnight. Okay, but I'm giving everybody. I'm getting everybody a point because holy crap. Alrighty. Now let's go on to.
No, you're not doing that, Tyler. Pick.
Oh, wait,
Which
well,
one'd you pick, Tyler?
I can't pick it because this was an A or B, so I was gonna do it with the majority one. So I'll give everybody 2. Jennifer is still winning, so I'm gonna give everybody else 2, and there we go. And I'm gonna give Lemar another one because he's being a stickler. Because I feel like he's gonna have some Anakin powers on me and like start choking me. Alrighty, and alright, we're gonna go on to the next round, and I think it might be actually the last one, which is going to be which Avenger would keep messing with the thermostat in other people's houses. So we all know that one person who's just either way too cold, way too hot, but it also is very trigger happy on touching people's thermostats. And it has to be one of those Avengers who definitely would be doing that. Yeah. Not saying that Lemar does that, but ... Just kidding.
I'm making myself comfortable no matter where I go. Y'all gonna have to deal with it. I run hot, so sorry. Trying to come up with something other than what the first one that came to my head. I'll say it because I want everyone else to struggle. Tony would do it.
Okay.
Tony would do it because Tony would do it. That's just him. He's a Rolling Stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. And when he died, all he left us was alone. So,
I think that is a very good answer. But there's nowhere to go with it. So I'm gonna go with mine.
Oh no, I have a rebuttal for that one.
Okay.
I have a rebuttal because I thought Tony, but then I thought, well, who would Tony actually tell to change the thermostat? And that would be Jarvis, who is Vision. So technically,
That's my first instinct. Yeah.
Oh.
there you go. I win. I'm done.
But Vision has like the wherewithal to ask permission or why. Tony would just kick down the door, change the thermostat with whatever hacking he's doing, and just say, "Hey guys, want a cookie?" Like that's what he does.
Well, the obvious answer, though, here is Cap, right? Because Cap wouldn't know what the heck it is. He'd be like, oh, a thing on the wall. I'm going to fiddle with it. I don't know what it does. And then the temperature would change, and he wouldn't necessarily put the two together. It just would be a thing that happened until someone would explain it. And then he would see a slightly different thermostat and be equally perplexed. So it wouldn't necessarily be a conscious, like, I'm going to make myself comfortable narcissistic thing. It would just be oh, there's a thing I don't know what it is. I'm going to just innocently touch it.
I agree. I think it's Cap, and I think Greg will agree with me on this. Knowing that Cap is literally 100 years old, there's one thing I know about the elderly, and is that their temperatures can run quite to the extremes, and they will touch a thermostat and adjust it as needed.
Well, and Cap was used to ice, so.
What is happening? What is happening?
I'm liking these arguments.
Oh God. Oh God. It's magic.
Is this free?
Is this free?
Do we have to pay for this show? Is there a tip jar?
Yeah.
If a Captain America shield comes out of your mouth after this, I will explode.
While we're waiting for this to happen, again on the last round, I'm so sorry. Things
The
got
answer is
heated.
Ant-Man.
There we go. Ant-Man. Okay.
Ant-Man.
Man,
He's gonna be turning it up, turning it down, turning it up, turning it down, turning it up, turning
He's
it
going to
down.
do it as a goof. He's just messing
As
with
a
it.
good, yeah.
As an ant, he's going to jump up. He's going to like.
I hate all of
Yeah.
you. I hate.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Okay.
I hate you all.
Okay. So we have. Anybody else have any rebuttals against anybody else before we go down to brass tacks here? Okay. Alrighty. So all right, we have Tony, we have Vision, 2 Captain Americas, and an Ant-Man. For who would touch the thermostat. I was so sold on Vision. I'm so sorry, Dustbunny. I'll give you a point for that. But the Captain America was just too brilliant. I'm so sorry. So I'm gonna give Jen and Mike 2 points each. That was brilliant. Yeah, I can't believe it. But I know the last question got a little heated and crazy. So if you have any complaints whatsoever, please tweet at us. We would love to hear from you at Elon Musk. If you tweet at us at Elon Musk, we'll answer every single concern you have. We're very sorry. Again, at Elon Musk. And with that, we're going to be tallying up. I'm going to be using a supercomputer to tally up all these points. And it looks like the winner is Jen. Jen Kretchmer is the winner with 8 points, with Lemar at 7 points, Mike at 6, with Greg at 3, and Dustbunny at sorry, it took me way too long. 4.5, because of the 0.5, it was good morning. But yes, that is it. Jen, you won unnecessary debates. So with that, you get absolutely nothing. So congratulations on that. But before we go to the next panel, where can they find out more about you guys? All the plugs, starting with Dustbunny.
So you can find me on Facebook and Instagram under Dustbunny Cosplay. TikTok, Dustbunny Cosplay if you want. That's about it.
Absolutely. Lemar Harris.
Lemar the Con Guy, Lemar the Con Guy, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Linktree.
And Jennifer.
Yeah.
And Jen Kretchmer.
I'm Jen Kretschmer. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and many other places as Dreamwisp, DREAMWISP. You can find me streaming on Twitch as Dreamwisp Jen.
Perfect. And Greg.
You can find me at That Amazing Twit on Twitter or Instagram. You can also look up Junior Braves and find myself and Michael Tanner, who is holding up Orcs in Space. Or at Starlight, this other book that I work on with Travis Webb. It is STARLITE, not Starlight with a GH.
Now that gets you to an Andrew Lloyd Webber musical.
Which is also really cool.
Express. Answer me yes.
Oh, man. All right, and Michael Tanner.
Hey, I'm Michael Tanner. I write Orcs in Space, which is a very funny comic out now. I also do Junior Braves of the Apocalypse with Greg. I also host a podcast here on the Grand Geek Gathering Network called Burn After Pitchy. It's a very funny podcast. Also, visit me on my website, buymichaeltanner.com, and find me on Twitter at MikeIsErnie at twitter.youknowhowtwitterworks.com.
Perfect. And again, I'm Tyler McPhail from thegrandgeekgathering.com, where we have articles, videos, podcasts, and so much more. For more information, go to our website, The Grand Geek Gathering, or on YouTube, where you can find more unnecessary debate panels. We don't tend to do this virtually. We like doing this in person, where there's teams and stuff, but this is a lot of fun, and I'm so happy to have you guys on here. I love you guys so much, and I hope to have you guys on a live one, and to see you guys at a live one. Next year, we'll be doing a ton of conventions, and I hope you have a safe, wonderful holidays, and hope to see you in person at the next one, I believe in March. So go to thegrandgeekgathering.com, follow all these amazing people, keep being unnecessary, and be safe.